gosh.
So how long did you stay with him?
2 years max.
Okay. Does
a
he pay
train
child
wreck.
support?
He's supposed to.
What's the custody arrangement?
I believe the papers say it's supposed to be 50-50, but so just for background, we met, I'm from Maryland. We met in Maryland. The whole thing happened in Maryland. I met my now husband in 2016.
Okay.
We got married in 2017, moved out to Kansas. So now I'm a Midwestern gal. And he's never been out, not once, to see him from Maryland to Kansas. He insists that we need to go there because it was never his decision for me to move out to Kansas.
Pretty sure that's not legal.
What do you
No,
mean?
it's not.
If you have a 50-50 custody arrangement.
Yeah,
He's
that's actually very
supposed
true.
What's not legal?
You're
The
not.
fact
He's,
that her baby daddy will not.
Yeah,
make
what's
the
supposed to-
arrangements.
Wait.
It's also
Wouldn't
a
it be
means thing.
wouldn't it be not legal if you have a 50-50 custody arrangement for you to move your child to a different state?
Well, what you're
So when it
supposed
comes
to-
to
what you're-
hold on, when
Yeah,
it comes
I
to the
see.
legal culpability
Yeah.
here, I actually think she's in the wrong.
the
Oh,
legal.
actually, you would
well,
be wrong, Brian.
Well, if you have a
well,
50-50,
actually-
if you have a 50-50 custody arrangement, one of the parents can't unilaterally move the child to a different state.
is-
For,
That is- yeah,
for
go ahead.
what's
Now,
for
I don't
what
know the
state?
specifics, but you do have a 50-50 custody arrangement.
Yeah.
When you were living in his state, was he seeing the child?
Sometimes.
Okay. But so was there a court order granting you permission to move states?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
So you did go to the court and ask to move?
Absolutely. Yeah, it's all about
Okay.
word.
Just to be clear, definitively you did this. You went to the
Yes.
court.
Yes.
Okay. He didn't dispute this? So was he
He
on
didn't
board?
like it, but I mean, also.
Well, hold on. Wait. How did you?
Wait, if there's a 50-50 in place,
Yeah.
does
Well,
that just make it null and
So
void? or-
basically, what had happened was they altered the agreement to where, like, he's supposed to go there for summers, and then Mike's supposed to come out here, and out to Kansas to see him, but that never really happened.
Yeah.
So and also it got to a situation to where it was like, are you good? Like, are you okay? Like, I'm not going to send my little kid out there, to be in a potentially, not so great situation. So I erred on the side of caution.
So you breached the custody agreement.
So is he,
How so?
because he doesn't come out and he doesn't partake in his visitation rights.
But
then
I'm a little
also-
confused. You were initially in breach because you were alienating
I was
him.
not in breach.
Well, when you were still living in the state that he was living in, you were preventing him from.
No, I wasn't preventing.
Didn't you just say that you thought, in your determination, that things with him were shifty, so you didn't send your kid?
No, by the time
to
I got
him?
out here. So
Wait. Okay. Oh, the custody.
what are you
the
unclear
new
on?
custody arrangement is when you moved here, the kid would go to him in the summertime.
for example,
What do you
and
mean?
then he's also supposed to come out here to visit. Like, there are times when he's supposed to come out here to visit, come out to us, and he hasn't.
I don't think
And
there's a
now, I
set
mean, honestly, there's really not much of a
Yeah,
relationship
it's
there
up,
now. He's
it's usually
he's a
up to the
teenager.
parents
Yeah,
when
it's
they want
like
to
a
do the
period of time
50-50.
that has to happen, not necessarily the summer every time, right?
So yeah, and it's been years since I've looked at our court papers, because now, like, he's older, he's almost 16, so, and they don't really have much of a relationship now that way, because my son's like, no thanks.
How long ago did you move?
Oh gosh, like 8 years ago.
Okay, so initially though, when you were contemplating this
I
move,
sent him out. Mhm.
huh?
I sent him out to visit. Yeah.
No, but before you moved, when you were contemplating the move, you said from Maryland to Kansas. The father was against the move. Was he fighting the
He
move?
didn't like it. No.
Because
he didn't
why?
fight it.
Why did he not like it?
Well, because we were moving,
Which would mean what?
which would mean that he didn't have access.
Okay. So did you
After
take
we
into
moved-
account what the father wanted?
Yes.
But you decided to move anyways.
Yes.
Okay.
He's not a safe individual.
Okay. Is there like a
There's stuff. Yeah.
has he been arrested for like
Yes.
DV or something like that,
Yes.
or
Maybe not DV, but definitely violence.
towards you?
The cops were called a couple of times. Yeah.
Were you violent towards him?
No.
Okay, so wait, hold on. There either was or there wasn't domestic violence.
There definitely was. It was a toxic relationship. It was not a great relationship.
Okay, were you guys living together? Mm-hmm. Okay, was the violence reciprocal?
Not really, no.
Okay, so he was arrested a couple times?
He was arrested for assault, but not on me. This was
On the
prior
child?
to us. No.
Hold on. He was arrested. He assaulted a stranger in the street. Who did he assault?
It's technically in a mall.
Wait, hold on. Let's rewind a bit here. Did he ever put his hands on you?
Yes.
Okay, and the cops came.
Yes.
Was he arrested for that?
No.
Okay.
It was like right around about then that I was like, this is probably not a great situation. So I called my folks and I left.
Okay.
We lived in the same neighborhood. I mean, at one point he lived right around the corner and still was not very involved.
Okay. So you guys were like punching each other or shoving? What was the
No.
nature of the
So-
physical conflict?
It was a long time ago. What I remember is that he choked me and I fell back and hit my head on the floor.
Okay. So you guys were having an argument and you guys were separate, like standing far apart from each other?
Yeah, our apartment was like maybe the size of like
A small apartment.
Yeah.
Okay. So he walked over to you and choked you like this, or
There's a little bit more to it. It was, like I said, it was a long time ago, so I don't remember all of the details. But basically, I think it surrounded, like, you know,
like was it a BJJ rear naked choke? where
kind
you
of like
fucking-
a.
Are you guys a choke slam?
Yeah.
A choke. Well, he's a strong guy. Then he choke slammed you like
Yeah.
the Undertaker.
Yeah.
World WWF.
But what triggered that? That's what I'm kind of curious about.
I don't quite remember.
Yeah.
I don't quite remember. Like I said, it was a long time ago.
It does. I mean, I think it's just out of
fought a lot. It
curiosity.
was a very, very volatile
Yeah.
like, relationship. So, like,
Yeah.
he would get mad, like, if other people were looking at me, and he would generally, like, project that on to me. So,
Can I ask, and I don't mean this in any type of way, and I'm, happy and proud of you for getting out of that situation. I'm sorry you lived through that. But when you were in that situation, because I have had friends who have been exposed to DV as well, at that point in time, did you excuse his behavior and like lie to the cops? You know what I mean? Or were you like, okay, I recognize that this is a problem. I need to get out of it. Or were you like, no, like he just gets like this sometimes?
yeah, a little column A, a little column B, you know? Again, 19 was not my finest hour.
You're young, you're
complete
figuring life out.
idiot, really. And at the time, it was like, this is my son's father. I should
Right.
probably try and make this work,
Yeah.
kind of deal,
Yeah,
you
I
know.
get that.
And then like there were substances that happened to find their way into our house, and then just it got from bad to worse.
Yeah.
And it became like a situation to where like this is not good. This
Yeah.
is not normal. I need to go because I have a baby, and if he can
Totally.
put his hands on a female, then he can put his hands on a kid.
On a child.
Not that he ever would. I'm sure. He's got plenty more kids now. But it wasn't. It was not a good situation,
Got
and it
it.
wasn't. We weren't exactly equally yoked either.
Got it.
So
And I know you mentioned you haven't looked at it in a while, but you do technically legally have a 50-50 custody arrangement. You also mentioned that he's not very present in your son's life at this point.
at the very moment,
Yes.
he is blocked.
Okay.
Because he started talking about like some flat Earth stuff.
Oh, okay.
Some neo-Nazi.
Yeah, he's a
stuff.
little like disconnected from reality.
He
at
is
the
a little
moment.
disconnected, and I know I have not talked to his mom recently.
Okay.
But I believe my son has talked to his mom recently.
Yes.
He is currently, I think, in the midst of a divorce.
I see.
In the midst of like not living
Right,
in
so-
the home with his
got
current
it.
wife of 2 kids. So.
Got it.
Okay. Are you pointing
That's-
at something?
Are you okay? Okay. Yeah, that's super interesting. But he hasn't made it a big deal legally at all. The fact that he's not super close currently with.
I don't
your
think that he
child.
would know where to start.
I
Really,
see.
anytime that there was like a court case, like I
getting the picture painted of
started
his character
the
now.
custody agreement
Right,
because I mean,
right.
at the time that we broke up, we were both completely and totally entitled to our son.
Right.
He could have come at any time and been like, "Hey, I'm just going to take my kid and head for the
Right.
hills." He didn't, thankfully. But before it got to that point, better safe than sorry, And I mean, I really wasn't trying to take his kid away from him.
Yeah.
If anything, I was like, "Hey, it's your
Yeah.
weekend coming up.
Right.
Oh, I got to work.
Right.
I'm not available." He went out to visit one of the first summers that we lived in Kansas, and I think, God, he was only like maybe 7, 8 years old at the time, so he's still kind of a little mini kid.
Yeah.
He went out to Maryland, and from what I understand, he spent more time with his grandparents.
Oh,
than
well,
he spent
really?
time with his father.
I understand.
But his father also didn't have a car that was legally his.
I see.
And sometime in 2014, 2015, I remember he was in a really, really bad accident, like where he flipped the car. And I have my suspicions on what happened, but
Right.
of course he's not going to tell me
Right.
anything, honestly, about it. But yeah, no, just not good. Not
How was
those-
your-
That's like
I
get
the precautionary tale.
Yes.
Is to like know when a guy doesn't show up for you.
Yes.
Know when a guy is not trying to commit to you. Don't have a baby with that person.
Yeah.
Don't even like give them the time of day. But yeah, no, it was one of those things like where it was, by the time I realized just how but it was
Right.
it was too late.
So how did your son handle this? Because it's got to be really hard on him not to have his biological father. Like, how did he handle it?
So I met my now husband when Jude was like 6. So
Oh, so he's
it
been
was
around.
He has a father
That
figure.
is dad.
Okay.
He is dad. And
Got it.
Like,
But
I
going
can't-
into his teenage phase, he's kind of going through that identity. Does he yearn for his biological father, or he's completely blocked?
because he knows he's kind of full of shit.
Yeah. And did
You
he
know?
did he ever resent you for whatever choice you made in that situation?
No.
Okay.
Definitely not.
Good to know.
Can I ask? Because I know that you mentioned you were basically in charge of arranging the custody agreement because your baby daddy
In
didn't
charge
know
is
what
a really
the-
weird way to put it.
Well,
but-
you initiated that process because he was
yeah, I took
mentally
lead on
elsewhere.
it for sure.
Can I ask why you didn't push to take full custody knowing his violent history? Because I know you want
There
him to
was
be
not
Okay.
enough.
Okay.
I think
evidence
to really and I really didn't want that. If anything, like I wanted him, and still I would love for him to step up and be
right,
like
be in your son's life.
an actual like living, breathing human being. But from what I've seen, and I'm not a doctor, but he exhibits a lot of like narc traits. Like
I see.
it's really more about like having access to what he wants, and if he doesn't have access to what